the world. I am actually out of Los Angeles, but I'm sure that I can reach even China. You never know. Although I don't really want to. I wanted to, first of all, explain what the topic of the video is. And when I say welcome to my home, it's not so much about, it's okay if I get cut off. I'm just blabbering, opening, whatever it is actually the important message here. Um, so I did want to, of course, mention how uh, we need to we need to start to not necessarily fight the same way that oppressed people tend to fight, because oppressed people tend to fight from the wrong angle, and we've seen that through the Olympics. The how some um, people of color, let's just not call people of color minorities anymore. I think that would solve a huge, like that would take like a big like heap off the debate. Like, you're not a minority. You're here to stay. You want to be a part of something that was created by white people, then be a part of it. But a lot of times it seems like certain people of color are just trying to really destroy it, right? They're trying to do away with it, reinvent it. They're trying to. So I'm not happy with that, because this is my only I guess egoistical, selfish, like self-centered, like like self-serving, whatever you want to go. Okay, so since I grew up thinking that I had to pay dues, I had to understand that um, because I'm Mexican, people were gonna think I was a drug dealer, that I should do everything to like make sure people thought that I, knew I wasn't a drug dealer and didn't want to get other like white people on crack or on drugs. And I realize not everybody thinks like me. I mean, I can't be in a crowd of Mexican people and talk the way I do without like, somebody like telling me they like my shoes, like and that's okay too, like I can I'll just give him my shoes, really. I mean, here you go, buddy. um so that's what's going on right now. I don't think, I think it, what is really selfish for me, that is a sort of I think of um it's a better way to be self-serving, to think that I want things to be the way they were when people were hard on me, and people did want me to build character, and people did want to be a the opposite of a sore loser. Be like a good sport about, people are going to be better than me at some things, and that's what I have to understand. The day that I can do something better, that's what capitalism is about. When I can do something better than somebody, we have copyrights, we have trademarks. So we have morons in Congress now. Um, Please don't try and kill me, because then you're just gonna confuse things, and it'll be a cold case, because I already have a bunch of people trying to kill me. People from whatever cartel, because I told on some, like, seriously. Um, And you know what? He's married to a white lady now. So hopefully that white lady helps him like through his mafia issues. And if he's implicating her, then hopefully, I mean, if white people have more power like that to just bring drugs into this world, then hey, we'll, like, let's talk about it. Let's find out about what's going on with that. So there's a reason why I lose my train of thought. And it's really, it means that I'm being too polite, I'm being too lending myself to other people. Like, now you go now. But there's thieves and there's robbing people, and people that want to rob you for everything and want to just rather not talk about the issues that are going on. And there are a lot of important issues that are going on way beyond my own issues. I'm ready to go to God. By the way, I tested for COVID for the first time on Wednesday. My test results came back today and I was negative. And do you know why I was negative? I was negative because I am immune to it, because I was like so sick last year. Like, I'd never been, and it wasn't bad because I don't really get like, like usually, like I get sick, like nauseated by like the filth of this world, and I just have to like like block it out of my head, and I'm sick, and or I am on my period, and it's just taking like a bunch of energy from me. But that was sick. I had a fever, and I had a fever, and I thought, okay, I hadn't had a fever like that. So anyhow, I know that I can beat it, and that's that. I don't see why that should be a problem to anybody, since I don't necessarily try and get anybody's way, which is not the same. Which is not the same to say for you, and you know who you are. Okay. So there is a war happening right under our nose, right under that I've been sort of like analyzing and thinking like, okay, this is important. This is something that I don't have to share to like for my own purpose or benefit, but I have to share it so that at least I know that it's something that I think, like most people, and this is where I think that I failed myself a lot, is I haven't necessarily felt like I could express myself and say what I have to say a lot of times, and I felt censored. And the only times that I feel censored, it was really, and my background is in corruption. So that's how, and the corruption that stems from where I was raised. There's a sort of like a mixed message. So like one message is you have to be prude, you have to be this, you have to be that. You can't. So there's this control sense. And then the other message is you have to um also forget everything else, and then also think about however else this world is thinking, like, right? So you're always forced into an identity crisis. You don't know who you are because you're born with a certain set of values, and then somebody is trying to rip them away. So the only way that I can cope really with this confusion is there's scummy people. It's really the same scummy people that you meet like in kindergarten, like kindergarten through like first grade, and like, oh, am I pause? Okay. I feel like the fatigue behind addressing. I do want to talk about the veil. Excuse me, the veil behind and anything that was written into legislation to protect people from government, but that now the government, but that now the government is using to like protect themselves from like their own corruption. So the veil of like corporations, for example, like we all know, okay, like corporations have been scummy, not the corporations themselves, because we know they're just like an individual on a piece of paper, but it's the people behind it. And now it's well, we can't talk about it because it's an ongoing investigation. Well, what did Fauci say? So like if everybody that's like smart and intellectual and that really wants things to work the right way is thinking, oh, you like these? Not me. You can have them. I haven't gone to a salon. I've never been to a salon. I've probably been to a salon once in my entire life. Okay, I cut my own hair, so there you go. And people that want to treat you like you're the idiot and that you need help and saving from somebody that's going to get shot at anyway because she's just a fool is not your friend, and she's not a leader, and she should not be somebody that you want to vote for. It's too bad that um, what do you call that one in the Wizard of Oz that doesn't have a brain? Okay, so like that character, like that's like every single person of the squad. Like they're just like, dum, dum, dum. Like, yeah, I'm so funny. I know. It's actually not funny, but that's what they are. And I don't own a gun, and if I had to kill somebody, it wouldn't be any of those fools. Um, Here's to cheap wine. Tastes just like prune juice, really, to me. But anyhow, and I actually need it. I am aging a little bit, um, aging a lot, I guess. The same rate as everybody, and that I ever will be. What's this? Okay, so we were talking about what was it that I was saying before I was distracted and okay, so it's it's my fault. It's my responsibility because I didn't care enough to do anything in life other than be a normal person in life that wants to do things the way that we're prescribed by educators that understood and were able to bestow to their students the significance of what it means to have an impact on other people with your actions. Being a teacher does not mean that you're going to get rich with money. It's a institution. Talk about institutions that you want to break down, right, Corey Bush? You're not going to get rich with it. Like nobody that has a heart and does it with their heart wants money for it. And parents do want to have control of their children. Teachers are simply there to teach a uniform curriculum so that we are all mainstreamed to have the same level of etiquette, protocol, etc., conventions. How is that hard to understand for people? You are not a worthy person to have that office. I hope I don't, whoever funded you needs to, is probably not a very good person themselves. You have to reevaluate your whole purpose in life, because you're not doing anything and any good, and you don't even know the impact of it. That's how sad it is people can't even have an argument with you because you're just going to go there and do a gorilla dance. I need to help people and I need to. That's who you are, Cori Bush. And don't tell me that I called you a monkey either, because that's probably where you want to go with that. White people can be stupid too, okay? But you're being like, holy, I don't even like, I went through this with in my high school years. Okay, I don't need to go through this with you. I mean, this is pathetic. You're sad. You just need to step out. You need to step out of the way. And so does all of Biden's administration. Speaking of bail, of an investigation, everybody, I think that everybody who's a Republican wishes like, okay, but if we influence the outcome of some sort of case, just like what happened on January 6th, these people are wicked. They're wicked. They know what they're doing. They know that we're cornered with we can't do this or that. We're screwed one way or the other. But they're ugly, they're evil, and they want to bribe you and they want to get you to be a part of their swamp and be a part of their scum. That's all and that's their tactics in life. That's what they call a life. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I've met a lot of very good people throughout my entire life of every color and race. To have people that go into power for the sole purpose of not taking orders and being in service to others the way that God mandated to all of us. I take service to you. And yes, I'm not equal to you in two ways, genetically and environmentally. And I'm okay with that because God has me as he probably has me as a even more precious stone. And that's where I've been like shy about, like, I know God loves me. I know he treasures me and he wants me to just be a part of his eternal life. But he also wants as many people to think that way, because there's no such thing as being a good, it's the same thing. It's like you can't be a good person and not want other people to be good too, you know. So and this is the God that you should know. It's not, you shouldn't think, oh, God, the God that always like lets us get away with things, God, the God that doesn't, or anything like that. It should be more, well, this is the God that wants us to be more like him, more like what he wants for us, more like being honest. Even if you did something wrong, I'm not going to let you do anything wrong, but you did something wrong and life goes on. But when you do something wrong and you don't want to admit to it, like so many people that are trying to hold the strings, and they're trying to hold the strings. I think what upsets me the most is that they want to hold the strings in my case because they think that I'm a drug dealer. all the time. Like they always come back to that. Like she's Mexican, she must have COVID. And when I like finally like called every police department and said I don't know drugs, I don't know drugs. It's probably this person you're talking. It's probably and now it's like COVID-19. I don't have COVID-19. I don't have my test came back negative. So it's always the same dirty